How are you feeling? You got John Riggs here, and I love my Nintendo Switch. I play it almost exclusively in the portable mode, and with all the flying I've been doing this year, flying out to conventions and whatnot, I've been playing a whole lot of great Switch games, and for the convenience of downloading them so I don't have to keep on replacing carts, I found some awesome games in the Nintendo Switch library in the eShop that you may not ever see on store shelves. So if you haven't missed them, or maybe you just passed them up, or you don't even know anything about them, I wanted to show off some great Nintendo Switch games that you can download right now. First up is a game called Old School Musical. It is a rhythm game that has you pushing the X, Y, A, and B buttons, as well as the L and R buttons in sync with the tune. Kind of like Dance Dance Revolution, but you're pushing buttons in sync with the awesome chip tunes. And I could talk about how the storyline is you trying to find your mom. I could talk about how your world all of a sudden becomes glitched for some reason. You have to discover why it's glitching. But the heart of the game to me is that it jumps inside these homages, if you will, to some classic games. Like as you can see here, well, I don't need to tell you what game this is. I'm sure you recognize it right off the bat, don't you? The trick of this is to not look at the backgrounds. You just want to watch the backgrounds so much, but I mean, you have to get past the level too, so you have to pay attention to the what buttons to push, when to push them, the timing of them all, and you want to keep playing it. I beat this almost in one sitting just because I couldn't wait to see what the next level was. Because most of the levels, I'm not going to say all of them, but most of them have that inspirational value to be like, oh man, I wonder if they're going to have this game, or I wonder if they're going to showcase this game or something like that. And that's what makes it kind of fun. Now, it does get a little bit harder later on. It's only the same so many buttons. It's, you know, the four that are the A, B, X, and Y, or up, down, left, right, I suppose, if you want to play it that way. And then the L and R buttons, but sometimes there's combinations of them that makes it kind of tricky after a while too. And not just pushing, but you can see like those, it's like hold the button down the entire time and then, you know, switch to a different button and stuff like that. And again, you just want to watch the backgrounds as much as you can, and you can't, because that's how you lose at this game. Anyway, it's called Old School Musical. It's available right now, and I would definitely check it out if you get a chance. Especially if you love rhythm games like I do, it's certainly one that I can't recommend enough in the meantime. Quick game, pretty short. You can beat it in one sitting. But still very fun. This is called Millon Noir. I'm guessing it's called Millon Noir. It's like Milan and then Noir. It's kind of an Italiano crime story here. Again, using the pixel graphics here, but this game is not for children. There is like 8-bit nudity and plenty of swearing as well. Something to keep in mind. Now, this game, you walk around, you're trying to investigate things, you're trying to find the culprit or whatever the case may be in each level, and you do have some friends along the way too. The shooting mechanic, though, when you're walking around, your other analog is your aim, and you have to aim it on them. You also have these little trick shots. You shoot the sign, and it ricochets, and it's an insta-kill there. There's even some racing going on where you're driving down and trying to shoot someone else and driving at the same time. So a lot of action-packed with this one. Millon Noir is what it's called. I haven't gotten too far in this yet, but I'm looking forward to playing more. Space Battle Brawl! Yeah, alright. This game is like a cross between Windjammers and Pong and something anime-esque. It's totally Pong, where you're just like battling the thing left and right. You're trying to attack their crystal, I guess. Blocking the crystal are these kind of weird-looking birds with pompadours. Each player you have has a different, like, superpower technique, little super secret, little special technique. Like, here's this guy here with the, trying to get the job done anyway, and you got the wall. Oh my goodness. Use it to your advantage all the same too. There is a time limit, however, so if the time limit expires, it just gives it to whoever did the best job there. You play as a cat. It features magic. This game is called Magicat. Magicat, and I love the 16-bit art style on this one, and you play as this adorable little kitten. Action platformer, just tried and true action platformer. You toss out these yarn balls, hair balls. I'm not exactly sure what they're supposed to be. I haven't really looked too much into it. You can also pop on the enemies to, make them pop. And that's basically it of the game. That's all I needed for me to know that I needed to check this game out. It's certainly inspired by Super Mario World, especially with the climbing on the gates there. But you're also a cat. Maybe Super Mario World was inspired by cats, by climbing on screen fences like that. You never know. You can shoot your item, you can also shoot it straight up in the air. If you hold your jump button, you kind of float down a little bit. That's a super fun, super cute game, and it's called Magicat, and it's available now. Check it out. Alright, Slice, Dice, and Rice. I have this for the PlayStation 4. So happy it's now available on the Switch on the go. Perfect game here. It does not use a lifeline. It involves who does the first lethal blow first. So best of 5 on this one, but these best of 5s are still going to be super, super quick battles, or can be, unless you start parrying each other's or dodging each other's techniques, or a lot can go here. Reminds me a little bit like, you know, where Bushido Blade didn't have a lifeline, it just had a whoever hit the first person first. However, you still can hit them and not damage a lethal blow. So, and plenty of characters you can choose from too. A couple more unlockables as well. But this game called Slice, Dice, and Rice, and I just love the art style. Alright, All-Star Fruit Racing. Well, let's not make any qualms about it. It's Mario Kart. Mario Kart, but with fruit. And I'm 100% okay with that. It actually, to me, it's a pretty fluid racing game here, especially for the Switch. As you're driving through here, you can still, you know, get their little speed boosts, you get little power-ups. You gotta avoid other people's, you know, weapons or tactics or techniques, whatever they're trying to do to, you know, make it so, you know, they're in first, you're in first. And it works out pretty well in this title tier too. I had a lot of fun with this one. Each of the players, each of the drivers have their own kind of, you know, special technique that the other ones do that involve the fruit that they happen to represent. But it's called All-Star Fruit Racing, and again, it's Mario Kart with fruit. Hey, how about Radio Hammer Station? Right up my alley here, being a radio guy. Another dance and rhythm game, well, just a rhythm game rather, and 2 lines of people. There's also a power-up behind you. And you have to attack them. If you don't, they will flash you. I wish I was making that up. However, it's another dance and rhythm. It's another rhythm game. It's another rhythm game. Check it out. Chiki-Chiki box race cars. You choose your car, you choose your color, and it reminds me a little bit like a RC Pro-Am. And on this one, it's kind of cool. You can either have the accelerator, and then left and right is your tank controls, left or right. Or you could just use the analog stick and just push the direction that you want to go. If you want to drive up the map, you hit up. If you want to go down, you hit down. You know, so that's whatever way is easiest for you for driving in this game. You know, it's pretty slippery controls here, lots of sliding around, so I gotta do better at that for myself for sure. But you go through the laps, and you know, best of luck to you. There are some added modes in this game too, which make it worth your while. There is a jackpot mode, where you basically just pick up more coins than anyone else. I'm playing this 1 player, but you can play up to 4 players on this here. You also have your kind of a Crash Royale mode. Don't land in the water like I did, all right? This one's probably my favorite one, where you have to, like, you know, where you drive is where you paint, and you have to have more paint inventory than anyone else by the end of the match here. Pretty easy on a 1-player mode, of course, but there's also the bombs that's going to go off and, you know, ruin your beautiful work, so make sure you pop those bombs out of the way. And then you have totally not Rocket League, but yeah, it's kind of Rocket League-esque. It's soccer, but you're driving and you have to hit the goals. Chiki-Chiki Boxy Racers. Velocity 2X now available on the Switch as well. I want to say this was also on PlayStation 4. It's kind of a shmup, kind of, but not really. You can teleport through walls. You're gonna have to use that and use it to your advantage, of course. You pick up what they're calling like hitchhikers or cargo and all that. And it also does have a little bit of an action platformer as well too. So there's some flying stages, there's some, you know, running and, you know, power sliding stages, and this game offers plenty for just about everyone here. We have Rigg'd Kingdom. Rigg'd Kingdom. You don't walk in this game, you roll. And you keep rolling that direction until you run into something. So that gives it the puzzle element. I would classify this game as a puzzle game. You're just trying to get from one point to the other. You're picking up your little acorns along the way. Of course you are. You're an adorable squirrel, like a red squirrel. Obviously, with the game called Reds. I suppose that would make sense anyway. And it's just, it's fun to look around. I like the art style in this game too. So I was playing it more for just the cutality of it all. And those are just a few games. Hopefully 1 or 2 of those might interest you. Make sure you check those out, and make sure you're subscribed. I have new videos coming out just about every other day. I love the Switch, so more Switch videos coming out soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.